Hey guys, welcome back to another video from Quick Freeze's Game Room, and today I'm going to be doing a very special video. If you guys may or may not know, today is March 27th, 2012. Now, why is that date very important? Well, 1 year ago, on March 27th, 2011, a very cool piece of Nintendo technology came out, a very cool piece of handheld technology came out, and that was the Nintendo 3DS. That's right, this thing is exactly 1 year old in North America. I know Japan and Europe got it a little bit earlier, but for North American gamers, this thing came out 1 year ago exactly. So what I figured I'd do for you guys is I'm going to do a kind of like a video of all the things I picked up for the Nintendo 3DS in the past year. That includes games I downloaded from the eShop, games I got from the Ambassador Program, games I bought from stores in general, and also I'm going to show off the different AR cards that I got for the system. So I'm going to show you everything that I got for the Nintendo 3DS for the 1 year anniversary of the system itself. So let's go ahead, let's get started, and I hope you guys really enjoy. Alright guys, this is it. This is my Nintendo 3DS. And now the first thing you guys are going to notice is that I got the aqua blue color. I did not get cosmic black because mainly I figured a lot of people are going to get black, and I wanted to be a little bit different. You know, I don't know if you could be a little bit different when there was only 2 available colors, but hey, this is what I got. The second thing you guys are going to notice is the Mega Man armor that encases it. On one side you got Mega Man X, and on the other side you got Nightman. Now this is, I don't want to say rare, but it's a very kind of limited exclusive case that was only given out at San Diego Comic-Con. And if you look on the back, it has the San Diego Comic-Con logo right there. Now under the logo it tells you how many were made. There were 200 made, and I was very unfortunate to get a very low number. My number is number 49 out of 200. So I am very pleased to have this armor, and I was very pleased to get a very low number. Now, of course, I didn't go to San Diego Comic-Con. It was too far away, but I was able to get this off the Capcom website for about 20 to 25 bucks, and they did have other armors available, such as Street Fighter and Resident Evil, but since Mega Man is my favorite Capcom character, I just had to get the Mega Man armor. Hands down, no doubt, very quick, because I just knew they would sell out extremely fast, which they did. Now, before I show you the retail games I have for the 3DS, I figured I'd show you the downloadable games that I got off the eShop. We're going to start off by showing you what came with the system. Obviously, the 3DS camera, Mi Plaza, the AR games, the Face Raiders game, and of course the Nintendo eShop. Now later came the Swap Note. This is a very cool messaging system that I got a lot of fun out of. Actually, I highly recommend you guys try this out because it's a lot of fun. And I also got the Pokédex 3D, and I'm only about 200 Pokemon away from completing a full Pokédex. And the last application I have is Netflix, and I was very glad to have Netflix on the 3DS. It works really well, and the streaming, not that bad. There's not that much lag. Now for the actual games. I got the 3D classic version of Kirby's Adventure, and I will say this is a very cool game. I'm a huge fan of the Kirby games, and the 3D effect really adds to this game. Now I also got the 3D classic of Excitebike. I had the original Excitebike back on the original Nintendo when I was young, and the 3D in this game really adds to it. It really makes the stands pop out, and it was a great game, especially since it was free for most 3DS players. Now this game I got is the 3D classic of the Kid Icarus. I got this game for free when I reserved Kid Icarus Uprising from GameStop, and the 3D in this game, really amazing. It's not just like brushed on there. It really makes the characters pop out, really makes the structures pop out at all. And the no longer you have the black background. It actually filled with waterfalls and shooting stars and stuff like that. So I really like this one. This one's probably my favorite 3D classic game that I have downloaded. Now I also have Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. This is one of the games I got with the Ambassador program. I also have Kirby's Dream Land, a fantastic Game Boy game and one of my personal favorites. Though it is very short, so if you really like Kirby, I say recommend it, but if you don't like Kirby, then don't download it. The next one I got, this is Mega Man, the Dr. Wily's Revenge. Now, the story behind this game, this is an amazing, amazing story. This thing hit the eShop on the same day as my birthday. Now, Mega Man being my favorite video game character of all time, it was basically like Capcom was giving me a birthday present, and it was a great purchase, and it was a must download for me. Now I also got Donkey Kong Jr. from the Ambassador program. I got Mario vs. Donkey Kong from the Ambassador program. And I got Donkey Kong for the Game Boy, which I actually did purchase. It's a very cool game where it starts off like the classic Donkey Kong, and then it kind of gets into a gameplay much like Mario's Mini-Me. Now I got the Legend of Zelda from the Ambassador program, Zelda The Adventures of Link from the Ambassador program. I got the Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX, and this game was actually free when they announced Zelda's 25th anniversary. I also got Metroid from the Ambassador program. I got the Zelda Four Swords Anniversary Edition, and this was actually free to people when, I believe, when Ocarina of Time 3D came out, and this is such a great game. I also got the Legend of Zelda Minish Cap, which I got from the Ambassador program. Super Mario Bros. That I got from the Ambassador program. Wily Wars, the Mega Micro games that I got from the Ambassador program. I got Wario Land 4 from the Ambassador program. I got not Mike Tyson's Punch-Out! I got Punch-Out! Featuring Mr. Dream. I actually did download this, and it's a very cool, fun game. I'm kind of stuck on King Hippo at the moment, but I can't wait to finally beat him and kick his butt. I got Yoshi from the Ambassador program. Yoshi's Island Super Mario Advance 3 from the Ambassador program. I got Balloon Fight from the Ambassador program. Burger Time Deluxe. This is a very cool game for the Game Boy, and I'm a huge fan of the Burger Time games, and this is just really, really fun and addicting. I got Ice Climbers from the Ambassador program. Fire Emblem, the Sacred Stones from the Ambassador program. F-Zero Maximum Velocity from the Ambassador program. Wrecking Crew from the Ambassador program. And finally, I have Double Dragon for the Game Boy that I actually bought from the eShop. And you guys know Double Dragon. It's a very cool classic beat-em-up game. So these are all the games that I got for the Nintendo eShop. I got a lot of games here, so let's go ahead and get into the actual retail games that I bought for the system. And I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, so the way I'm going to do this is I'm actually going to show you each game in kind of like the order of when I picked them up, starting from a year ago all the way up to the present. And as you can see, the first game I picked up, I actually picked this up 1 week before the 3DS was released, and that was Ridge Racer 3D. And I picked this game up because I wanted a racing game, but not a kart racer. I wanted an actual game that actually had physical, real-looking cars in it, and this was pretty much the best choice out there. I know there was Asphalt that was available too, but this one just looked a lot better to me. Now, this game, it's a very cool game. The 3D effects in this game really add to the gameplay. I highly enjoyed it. I love racing against the computer AI characters that have like the Pac-Man avatars or maybe the Mappy Land avatars. I really, really enjoyed that. The only thing I do not like about this game is that it has no online play. Now, I can understand being one of the first games released for the system, but seriously, it's a racing game. It should definitely have online play. Okay, the next game I got here is Super Street Fighter 4, the 3D edition. And let me tell you guys, this is the game I wanted to pick up at launch, and it's a fantastic game. The controls are very spot on, very easy to do. The cel-shaded graphics on all the characters really make the characters come alive. The 3D effects in this game don't really add that much to it, just kind of makes the life bars pop out a little bit, but you know, that's okay. The other feature in this game, it has kind of like a 3D over-the-shoulder view. I don't really use that mode all that much because I'm more of a 2D fighter. I like that mode. I've just grown up with that point of view. But where the game really shines is the online play. Capcom did a really great job making sure that this game is able to play either your friends or just random people online. It's perfect in my opinion. Now, the only thing that kind of kills this game, it has something called simple controls, where you can actually map any move, any ultra, any super to a single button press. But I will admit, I actually use this feature only because Ryu's Shoryuken, which is forward, down, forward punch, it's very hard to do on the D-pad. So I will admit, I do use that simple controls basically just for that one move. But, you know, it does make the game a little bit simpler for, you know, the average Joe, which can be good or bad depending on the way you look at it. Bust-A-Move Universe, I picked this up because it was one of the cheapest games that was released for the 3DS at launch. It was about $30 while all the other games were about $40. Now, what can I say about Bust-A-Move Universe? It's basically the same game. If you played any Bust-A-Move game ever, you know exactly what you're getting. The 3D effect in the game does not really add that much to it, so I'm not really impressed by that at all. The game is very, very short. You could probably beat it in, I would say, 2.5 to 3 hours, and there's really no online play, so you can't really play with other players. So if I had to recommend this to people, I would say maybe pass on it. It's not that great of a game. Pilot Wings Resort. I actually picked this up from a buddy of mine. He wanted to sell it, and I just offered to buy it off him. And what can I say? This is actually a very cool game. The 3D effect is amazing in this game. It really adds to the depth. You know, if you're sailing high in the sky, you can really kind of get the feel that you're in this world. Now, it's one of those games you can kind of pick up for about 10-15 minutes, do 1 or 2 missions, and get, you know, that much enjoyment out of it. The only thing I do not really like about this game is once you complete the game, once you get all the medals, complete all the missions, that's it. There's not really any replayability in the game. So if you guys just want like a simple game just to screw around with for a few minutes at a time, then yeah, pick this up, but just let you know, once you beat all the missions and get all the medals, there's hardly any replayability in it whatsoever. Now, Dream Trigger 3D, I actually got this from Sinister Moon from the OKS podcast. I did a trade with him, and I will admit, you guys, I have not played this game at all. All I know is it's kind of like Rez for the PS2, but it's like a shooter, and it's very, very difficult from what I heard. I also heard it's one of the cheapest 3DS games are now. You can go to Target or anywhere, get it $5 in clearance. But honestly, I have not played this game at all, so I really don't have a personal opinion about this game. So now, this is one of the best games for the 3DS, the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D. And if you guys played the version for the Nintendo 64, you basically know exactly what you're getting into for gameplay. But the visual graphics, they're totally updated. The 3D effect really adds to this game. This was actually the first game that I played the entire thing in 3D. Mostly I play all my games in 2D because they hurt my eyes, but this one I played the whole thing in 3D. And this thing actually has 2 different modes. It has the normal gameplay, and then it has the Master Quest included. And once you beat the game once, it unlocks kind of like this boss rush mode, and that one's really cool where you can just fight all the different bosses in the game. Now, if I had to say anything bad about this game, is when you go into first-person mode, say if you're shooting your slingshot or bow, and you have the 3D effect on with the gyro controls, when you move your 3DS, it does kind of mess up the 3D. So half the time I've been shooting my bow or slingshot with the actual circle pad and not with the gyro controls. But all in all, this is a must-have for the 3DS system. Okay, next up is Star Fox 64 3D. Now, this game, it's again exactly like the Nintendo 64 version, but with a graphical upgrade. The controls are pretty spot on. I like how the game moves. The 3D effect, I heard a lot of people say it's one of the best 3DS games with the 3D effect, but honestly, I couldn't tell. I thought the 3D was okay in this game. But honestly, this game, it's an okay game. It's a mediocre game to me. You could probably beat the main story in about 2 hours, and you can keep doing it over. You can do different paths, do different planets, and so on and so on. But after maybe about 2 or 3 tries, I was kind of done with this game. Now there is a lot of replayability where if you want to collect all the different medals and missions in the game, you can do that. But personally, I didn't find that appealing. Now the multiplayer in this game really, really, I don't know what they were thinking about this. This thing only has local multiplayer. If this thing had online multiplayer, this thing probably would have been the best 3DS game out there right now. But since it only has local multiplayer, I've never used that feature. I've never used that mode, basically because I have no one to play with. But I don't know why Nintendo didn't add online multiplayer, because it would have really helped this game out. Now, this game, as soon as I heard about this game, it was a must-buy for me. Pac-Man and Galaga Dimensions, it's a fantastic game. Pac-Man is one of my favorite arcade games of all time, and so when I knew it was going to be on the 3DS, again, it was a must-buy for me. Now, each game, Pac-Man and Galaga, have 3 different game modes. Pac-Man, it has the original arcade. It also has Pac-Man Championship Edition. And then it also has this new game called Pac-Man Tilt, where you actually control Pac-Man on this kind of like side-scrolling platforming game, where you actually control Pac-Man by tilting the 3DS either up or down. I don't really like this game mode at all. For Galaga, you got the classic Galaga game. You also got a game called Galaga Legions, which is basically a update 3D version of the original. And it also has Galaga 3D Impact, which is kind of like a cockpit point of view where actually shooting the different alien creatures and stuff like that. So it's kind of like Star Fox 64 if you're just sitting in the cockpit, if that really helps you out at all. So I do recommend you guys pick this up if you're into either Pac-Man or Galaga. And if you guys are interested, there is a small 3D cartoon featuring Pac-Man on the game cart. Now, Harvest Moon 3D, The Tales of Two Towns, I picked this up basically for 2 reasons. One, it was $20 when I picked it up. And two, I picked this up because I wanted a game where I can just kind of sit down on the couch and not really care about the game. I just wanted a nice, relaxing, easy game. And that's exactly what I got in this game. Basically, you play as either a boy or girl from either a town that raises animals or a town that grows crops. Now, depending on which one you choose, you can do different things. But eventually, you can grow both vegetables and raise animals in the game. Now, like I said, it's a very cool, nice, relaxing game that is quite enjoyable. I didn't really get that much appeal out of it because I'm not really a fan of Harvest Moon. But for people who are a fan of Harvest Moon, I definitely recommend this game. Now, this game also has online multiplayer, which I have not tried yet, but I really, really want to, where you can actually visit other people's towns and, do all the different things in the game that you would normally do. But I have not tried the online multiplayer whatsoever, so I can't really say anything good or bad about this. But like I said, I do recommend this for any Harvest Moon fan. But if you just want like a general, nice, relaxing, easy game, I recommend this as well. Now, this is another game that's kind of like a must-have for the 3DS. This is Super Mario 3D Land, and it's a fantastic game. If you merge Super Mario Bros. 3 with Super Mario Bros. 64 with the new Super Mario Bros. From the Wii, this is exactly what you have. Now, the game is extremely easy at the beginning. Most players were able to beat the game in about 5 hours from the first day of release. But after you beat the main game, it unlocks these secret worlds that's where the game really, really gets a lot tougher. and that's what it gets more fun. You know, the first 8 levels, you're going to collect a lot of different lives, and you're going to use all those lives for the extra 8 lost levels. Now, what just makes this game fun? It's simply Mario Brothers. The 3D is really great in this game. It actually has 2 different modes of 3D, so if you don't like one, you can choose the other. So, I definitely recommend Super Mario Bros. 3D if you have a 3DS. It's a must-have for the system. Resident Evil Mercenaries 3D, I picked this up because I am a fan of Resident Evil. But if you guys have played the Mercenaries mode on Resident Evil 5, that's exactly what you're getting. I don't really care for this game all that much. I was able to kind of like just spend 2-3 hours, and that's how much I got my fill of it. After that time, I was kind of done with the game. The game got a little repetitive for me, but I know like a lot of people love this game, and that's great for them. But personally, after 2 or 3 hours, I was basically done. The online mode is actually really great. I will give it that. The 3D effect is also really great, so I also give it that. But just the repetitiveness of the game just kind of made me put this down and move on to other things. But it's still a really good game. Tales of the Abyss is one of the first RPG games for the 3DS, and it's actually a port from the PlayStation 2. And a lot of people actually really like this game, and that's great for them. But personally, I can't stand this game. I find it extremely boring. All the characters are just dull, plain. You know, nothing really important about any of them, especially the character in the center of the box art. His name is Luke, and he is the most arrogant, ignorant person in any video game that I've ever played. Now, I know like a lot of people who've played this game, you know, says give it a chance, give it a chance, give it a chance, but honestly, every time I pop this thing into my 3DS, I play for about an hour and a half, and I just get extremely bored. The story in this game is overly complicated, and some parts, it's, you know, they don't tell you any information at all. I don't know exactly what the story is. It's just too confusing, and then some parts they just don't explain the story at all. Now, the combat in the game, it's to me it's just a pure button masher. I really just can't stand this game at all. I do not recommend this game to anyone, but like I said, a lot of people really enjoy this game, so I would just say maybe rent it, pick it up really cheap, and just have your own opinions about it. Now, this is a game that I put a lot of time into, over 230 hours, and that is Mario Kart 7. Now, what can I say about this game? It's a fantastic game. This is one of the best 3DS games out there right now. The single player, you're going to get exactly what you expect. You go around the track, you collect the different coins, but you can use these coins to unlock different pieces for your cart. That's one of the greatest things about this game, is your cart is actually customizable. Now, there are 2 new added features to your carts, the hang gliding segments and then the propeller underwater segments. They're okay. They're a nice added feature, but they're just okay. The weapons in the game, they're very simple. You got the red shell, you got the blue shell, you got the green shell, you got the lightning bolt, bullet bill, but there's actually 3 new weapons in the game. One being the fire flower, which actually lets you shoot out different fireballs. You got the Tanuki tail, which you can use to whack other racers off the track, and then the number 7, which actually gives you 7 different weapons in the game to use on your opponents. Now, where the game really shines is the online play, especially in the communities. Now, there's a huge community going on right now, especially for YouTubers in the gaming community, and it's just a fantastic experience, and that's where I spent most of my time playing this game, is just playing online with friends. I really can't say anything bad about this game. It's a fantastic game. It's a must-own for the system. Now, just like the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, this is another game that I played the entire thing in 3D. This is Resident Evil Revelations, and oh my god, this is a fantastic game. It took me about 10 hours to beat, and honestly, once I started playing it, I couldn't put it down. I beat the entire thing in about 2 sittings, and it's just a fantastic game. Now, I played this without the Circle Pad Pro, and I actually liked it without the Circle Pad Pro. You know, it brought me back to the original Resident Evil gameplay, and I absolutely loved it. Now, they have an online feature in this game, but personally, I've not tried it yet. I haven't played that with any friends. But, you know, that really doesn't matter. Just the single player alone made me love this game. So, this is another must-have for the system. Now, the last game I have for you guys is Kid Icarus Uprising, and oh my god, this is the best 3DS game out right now. I can't I can't stress it enough. It's a must-buy, hands down. It's simply amazing, and I'll tell you why. The single player in the game, very engaging, very funny. It's wicked, a lot of fun. The conversations between Pit and Palutena, very, very funny. They mention things that you would not even know they would talk about. Like, I know Palutena mentioned something like having laser eye surgery. Now, I don't know why she would mention that. She's kind of like a god or a priestess. So, but they just say the most random things, and they just come out really, really funny. Now, it has 3D online, which you can actually play 3-on-3 light versus dark matches, and I have been doing a lot of that with fellow YouTubers. It's very fun, very chaotic, and it gets to the point where you don't even care if you win or lose. It's just extremely fun. Now, the game comes with these AR cards, which you can actually use to collect different idols in the game, and you can actually use these cards to battle other cards. I've not tried this feature yet, but just the fact of collecting these cards really, really is addicting already. I just simply want to collect all these cards in the game. Now, this is also another game that I played the entire thing in 3D, and it looks simply amazing. Now, before I start rambling on, I'm just going to say this is definitely a must-have for the system, and probably one of the best games for the system, hand down. Okay, now before I end the video, I just want to show off the different AR cards that I have for the system. Now, everyone knows these cards. These are the cards you got free with the system itself. You know, you get the question block, Link, Kirby, Mario, Pac-Man, and Samus. Now, you know, the AR cards are actually quite fun. You can do a lot of different pictures with them, play a lot of different games with them. They're just really awesome. Now, these are the AR cards that I got free with the Kid Icarus game. Everyone got a random pack of 6 cards. For my game, I got Pit, Magnus, Palutena, the Mono Eye, the Tiger Claws weapon, and Dark Lord Gao. The 7th card that I have off to the right is the Power of Flight card. That is one of the exclusive cards that I got in the Game Informer GameStop magazine. And now, this is why these cards are going to be very, very addictive in my opinion. That, you know, there's going to be a lot of people collecting these cards. To my knowledge, there's about, I would say, like 150 cards out available to collect. So I know there's going to be a lot of exclusive cards, especially from Club Nintendo, Nintendo Power, Nintendo World, packs. You know, there's a lot of different exclusive cards, and I just think these things are going to be highly collectible and very sought after. Okay, and the last and final thing I'm going to show you guys is the giant AR card that I got from Club Nintendo for 200 Nintendo coins. And I will tell you guys, this thing is simply amazing. All it really is just kind of a blown up version of the question block AR card that you got with the system. But what you can do with this thing, you can take it outside, you can put it anywhere, and you can just take pictures of your Mii or whatever you want to put down anywhere. It's a kind of like, I don't want to say a must-have, but it's a very cool thing to have for your 3DS. Now, this is the front side where it actually has the question block, and the back side actually has Mario. So depending on what side you use, you can have different things. You know, on this side, you're obviously going to have Mario, you know, in different pictures, maybe in your room or outside, in your car, whatever. On the question block, you can use that with your Mii. But that's it, you guys. That's basically everything I got in the past year for the Nintendo 3DS. Now, I know this video is getting kind of long, so I'm just going to end it right here by saying I'm Quick Freeze from Quick Freeze's Game Room, and I'm here to bring gamers together, one game at a time. Thanks for watching, guys.